Alright, so what I'd like to do is just attempt to show you another way to do this using the concept that you have a point of beginning somewhere. You have to start from the starting point and work in the direction that you ought to be working in. If you draw your straight segments and then draw your straight segments and work your way around, and then at the end try to add the arc, you're not really doing it right. Heck, for that matter, you could put a fillet on there, right? So you want to lay it out correctly, and the correct way is to start with the line working in the direction that you are going, and then create your arc geometry. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to start with a line perpendicular to this line, and I'm going to move it to the end point of that line, and I want to make it the right length. The length is going to be the radius, so 163. And then what I'll do is I'll trim off the extra, and then what you want to have is an exact 163 foot line there. Okay, so that's a good place to start, and check your work with your properties panel, otherwise you're going to be sucking wind. Second thing we want to do is we want to copy this line. So I'll use rotate because I'm going to rotate it. That'll be my base point, but I'll copy as I rotate. And I'm going to copy it at the delta, or the given angle there. So the angle is 60D for degrees, 00 minutes and 30 seconds. Right, and here is our second construction line. We'll just turn them green, make them stand out. We should be able to go here now and add a line, add an arc. Left with is an arc that has a radius of 163. The length, let's see if it matches what you're asking for here, 170.717 if we round up. And then you see the angle 60 degrees, 0 minutes, 30 seconds, and of course you won't get that unless you switch to degrees, minutes, and seconds, and you set your precision to the nearest second. Alright, so if that's your start point, do your segment, do your arc. I'm imagining your next arc will be tangent to that, your next line will be tangent to that arc. Right, for whatever length it is. And when I'm drawing parcels, the understanding is given distances and bearings, you're going to get this at the end. It is never going to be perfect. And of course the reason is you're working the nearest hundredth of a foot, and you're only working to the nearest second. You're not working the nearest hundredth of a second or the thousandth of a second. Alright, the idea that this is going to close perfectly from given distances and bearings is completely illogical and incorrect. So what does that mean though? Well, it means that as long as it's not too bad, you'll be okay. And what we do, where I am at least, is we have a radius of 0.1. That gives me a diameter of 0.2 feet. This is way too far out, but if I was anywhere within the circle here, either here, or there, or there, even though it's not perfectly closed, it would be considered acceptable for working with parcel size pieces of property. Okay, so that's how I would lay your segments out. Start with the point of beginning, do your arc, do the rest of your line work, and check at the end to see how close you are and to see if you're within acceptable tolerance for a civil survey project like this.